and today I'll be discussing some techniques in the tree monitoring protocol. There are many reasons why we do a vegetation assessment. Some of these reasons include the presence and absence of a species, the density of a particular species. When we do a tree monitoring protocol, we are focusing on questions such as how climate change can affect trees in an area. Equipment needed. So to map out our plot, we are going to measure out 200-metre lines. These will be our baselines, and we'll be using the medium thick nylon cord. They'll be at exactly 90 degrees angle, and then we will map out 11 other 100 metres lines. These will form our subplot. We will place our first stake at what our location will be known as 0, 0. Our compass person will stand in the direction that we wish to go, so that we are in a straight line as the person moves back. And to establish a plot, you are going to place one of the measuring poles with the ball of string around it. You will then have this directly over the pole. A person will then walk back with the string. The person that is walking with the string will also have the 50-metre tape. You will then repeat these same steps until you reach the 100-metre of this line. Once you have reached the 100-metre mark, you will then return to the first stake and do another baseline. If we have marked out the two baselines, we then can go on and mark out our subplots. Once we have established our plot, we can then start our first year census. First step in completing a first year census is to determine what trees need to be measured. It is a lot easier task if all the crew concentrates on one subplot. Easy task to undertake is splitting the subplots into 20 by 20 metres and then deciding which trees need to be measured in which subplot. So all trees with a 10 centimetre diameter breast height or greater needs to be measured. Those trees that are on the outskirts of the vegetation plot need to be decided on whether they will be included or not, and a consistency needed to be done throughout the entire census. So I don't have a measuring stick with me, so we're going to pretend that this is a very flexible stick. You need to put it at the bottom of the tree, so where the tree and the ground meet. Measure up, so that's my 1.3 metres there. We then also go to pretend that this is a diameter measurement. Place it there. Make sure it's tight. So this tree is 45.9 centimetres. It has been taken. The diameter taker should then mark the pom, so that in later census someone can come back and do it at exactly the same spot. Measured and marked your tree, you then need to tag it. This will be done using your aluminium tags. It needs to be placed at 1.6 metres high, so use the measuring stick to place it at this height. Measured and marked your tree, you then need to tag it. This will be done using your aluminium tags. It needs to be placed at 1.6 metres high. Bananas are a lot more complicated to measure due to the branching point and being varied, as well as other rooting variations. So when it comes to measuring, once again, you'll do 1.3 metres up the liana and only measure if they are 10 centimetres or greater in the diameter breast height. It is also important to remember while tagging your trees that the lianas next to them are tagged concurrently. Once we have measured our trees, we should also be collecting. Identifying species, it should be on a sheet that includes who made the determination, include the family, the genus and the species name, as well as the date the determination was made. Recensus the following year should be done. This should be done within the same 4 to 5 week period of the previous year. Note taker for the recensus should have a copy of the previous year's measurements. If there are any new recruits that were not measured in the previous year, steps mentioned before should be followed to measure and tag these trees. Any tags that have been lost during the year should also be replaced. In conclusion, the tree monitoring protocol assessment allows you to standardise your measurements. This then allows you to compare your measurements to any other journal articles or previous measurements done. In most vegetation assessments, both the trees as well as any ground plants and mid-stratum plants are also assessed and measured. However, with the Team Mono protocol, we are really focusing mainly on the trees and the lianas, so we're not getting a good overall view of what's actually happening within the environment.